Okay, so question 18 was about polarization. And so the first thing was asking what is meant by polarized light. And they've been very specific here about saying light. Okay, if they said wave, we would say that it's where the wave is oscillating in the same plane. But in this case, because we're saying light, okay, it's the electric field oscillating in the same plane. Okay, so remember, we have unpolarized, it's oscillating in many planes, and then it goes through a plane polarizer and will oscillate in one plane only. The next questions caused a little bit of difficulty, and these were on the light intensity graphs. So we have the light of intensity of I naught on the polarizer. So this is I naught over here, and then we've got the transmission of the axis of the polarizer, and we have that it's starting at a vertical polarizing filter, and it's being rotated around an angle of theta through these various angles. So we've then been asked to sketch the variation of the transmitted intensity with theta here. So it tells me that for I've got horizontally polarized light. Okay, so I naught here would be already horizontal. So at the angle of 0, I've got horizontal light trying to come towards a vertical polarizer. So that's going to cancel out to give me 0 intensity. Okay, if then rotate it through for 90 degrees, okay, it's now in the horizontal plane. So this time all of the light intensity is going to go through. So I'm going to have a peak at I naught at 90 degrees. When it rotates through 180, it's now back in its vertical plane. So I'm going to have a minimum back at 180. So you've got a mark for recognizing a maximum and a minimum. And then you get a cos squared shape. So a cos squared shape, remember guys, is like this. I had quite a few people doing that, and I had a few people doing these. These would not be allowed. They would just get one mark for the recognition at these points, but not for the shape, sorry. Okay, so it's 2 marks, one for the shape and one for being maximum at 90 and minimum at 0 and 180. For part 2, it was asking about unpolarized light. So this time round, we've got our filter. Okay, and we have unpolarized light coming through, and it doesn't matter whatever angle this comes through, we always have the intensity is being halved. If we have I naught, it's always half of the intensity at this stage. So you got 1 mark for having a horizontal line, and then you got 1 mark for it being at the halfway point, so having it at I naught over 2 over here. Okay, so that's where your 2 marks came from there, and that was the question.